The Senate officially passed a key health care bill for veterans exposed to toxic burn pits in Iraq and Afghanistan. The PACT Act passed by an 86-11 vote, all 11 no votes coming from Republicans. Last week, 25 Republican senators who had initially voted for the legislation changed their votes to block the bill over what they claimed were accounting technicalities. More than 60 veterans groups and advocates, including Jon Stewart, declared victory at a press conference after the vote, but Stewart said the bill should have been passed in the first place.
I want to apologize for cursing last week. No, you didn't. I don't know what happened, but I will say this. I'm not sure I've ever seen a situation where people who have already given so much had to fight so hard to get so little. And I hope we learn a lesson.
Let's bring in right now the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, Dennis McDonough. Mr. Secretary, thank you so much for being with us. Help clarify, if you will, for us, the question of what accounting technicalities were there? Republicans were for this bill before they were against this bill and claimed there were dramatic changes in the bill, and yet we've scoured through it and we didn't see any dramatic changes. And then I guess they changed their mind again. Why were Republicans opposing this bill?
Well, Joe, thanks so much for having me, Mika. It's really good to be with you guys. The bottom line is I think that where we end is in a good spot. I think they were worried about the fact that we created a particular set aside where we could ensure that the money that we spend on this program is spent especially on these veterans. That's the point. We don't want to have to make sure that we pit them against veterans of other eras. And so I think they were worried about that. We've been able to work through it. And in fact, now we got 2 more votes for this, last night than we did back in June. So I think that's progress.
Yeah, the vote was 86-11. It goes through. Those veterans will finally get the care they need. I'm interested in your point of view as the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Mr. Secretary, of why, to Jon Stewart's point, and I work with a lot of veterans group, I see it firsthand. So often, veterans with whom we've made this implicit bargain, you ship off, go fight the wars, we take care of you when you come home, have to fight so hard for basic health care, for basic rights, and ultimately have to go with hat in hand to Capitol Hill and get Jon Stewart to go scream on their behalf until it happens. Why is it so hard to take care of our veterans? It shouldn't be.
Well, it really shouldn't be. And this is why President Biden has made a priority of this issue, that is to say toxic exposure, since the day he got in office. Even before last night, there's 12 conditions that he's under his own authority ensured are presumed connected to your service in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's a decision that he made because of what he heard across the country from vets. So the bottom line is he considers this our sacred obligation to take care of those vets. He's going to make sure that we do. The bill that was overwhelmingly passed in the Senate last night assures us that we have the authority now to do it.
Mr. Secretary, you were White House Chief of Staff under President Barack Obama, and you dealt with several contentious issues with regard to the United States Senate during your period of time in the White House. Is the Senate worse now? Is it more contentious now than it was then?
It didn't feel great then either, to be honest. But the fact is that the president outlined in the State of the Union, Mike, last January, that there's certain things. Look, we have disagreements about a lot of things, but there are certain things that should be beyond disagreement. That's his unity agenda. So he's challenged the Senate, the House to work together on toxic exposure. We've now done that. There's 2 other things that we need to now work on, and the veterans are at the center of both of those. One is access to mental health professionals, and then the third is substance use disorder, addiction. These are all things that, frankly, whether you're a conservative or a progressive, we should be able to get together on the president's unity agenda, as they did last night in the Senate, and ensure that we do the right thing.
All right. Thank you so much, Secretary of the VA, Dennis McDonough. So great to have you here.
Thanks, Joe.
And good to talk to you again. Congratulations, and congratulations, most importantly, to those veterans who so desperately need this care that they were really, they were promised when they were first enlisted that they would be taken care of. And for some reason, so many Republicans stood in the way of it.